Harry Truman, okay? Harry Truman is the 33rd president of the United States. Number 33, right? He's also a 33rd degree Freemason, which is the highest Freemason, okay? Why is it important? Because he's the one who ordered the dropping of the atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Now, this is controversial because at this point, America didn't have to nuke Japan. Why? Because America was firebombing Tokyo. You can see the damage, right? In Tokyo, all the houses are wooden. Guess what? If you drop fire bombs on these houses, everything burns. So America was just burning Japan to death. They didn't have to drop the nuclear bombs. Okay? You can see the devastation, okay? This is Tokyo. They burned everything down. There was talk that if America launched a land invasion of Japan, lots of people would have died. But you didn't have to invade Japan because you were just bombing Japan to ashes. So why did they drop the bomb? Well, the other argument is that they dropped the bomb to scare the Soviet Union. But that only encouraged the Soviet Union to get their own bomb, right? So you have to ask yourself, why did they do this? This is Harry Truman.
They did it because they're the devil, giving all the praise, honor, and infinite glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH. Double honors to the beloved apostles and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well and who I learn from daily. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered across the four corners of the earth. You Israelite foreigners like unto a speckled bird. Shalom to you sincere Akim on the highways and byways, doing lessons and videos week in and week out in truth and sincerity. Shalom to you sincere Akwath, who's listening in silence as the scriptures command you to do so. This is your brother Isaiah Allah back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. Lord willing, I pray this is edifying to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, you are the biblical Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. The name of your God, your power, his name is YAHAWAH. Yah meaning he, Hawa meaning is, he exists, BAHASHAM coming in the name, and who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His true name in the Hebrew is YAHAWASHI. Yah meaning he, Hawashai meaning savior or deliverer. All praises, all honor, and all infinite glory. So I came across this clip, brothers and sisters. Lord willing, I pray this is edifying on TikTok, of course, of this individual going by Professor Jiang, talking about why Harry S. Truman gave the order to bomb Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And this is all prophecy. And to make it simple, it's because this man is the devil, Esau. All right, the Edomites. That's who the so-called white man is. And this is, and their blessing is the sword. And so throughout history, they have you've seen, you can look all this up on the internet and through history books, that everything that this man has done and everything that he's gained, he's led with weaponry, because that's he's an expert at war. He's an expert with the sword. That's what the Heavenly Father gave him as his blessing, man. Point blank, period. Just to put it plain and simple, man. All right. And he said Harry Truman. And let's just look this up real quick. Giving the order. Salakia. Spelled his name wrong. It's all right. Yeah. So this is an AI overview. President Harry Truman authorized the use of the atomic bombs on Japan in August 1945 to bring World War II to a swift end and avoid a costly land invasion. He did not issue a single explicit written order for each bombing, but rather approved a military directive and gave final general authorization for the use of the weapons when ready, following the Japanese refusal to surrender unconditionally after the Potsdam Declaration. All right, the events leading to the decision. And of course, like this is the AI overview, but there's a lot of deep-rooted avenues about this, man. Okay, because they didn't have to do this, but of course they wanted to show their trump card, their power, in order to solidify their footing on all the nations, Japan being one of them. All right, and this is how America was set as a powerhouse, the hammer of the earth. But now, right now, they're losing that power, slowly but surely, because YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI is removing that grip from these nations, from America. They're no longer having that same power that they've had, that they've been able to show over the years, because now everybody has nuclear capability, the atomic bomb, so on and so forth, man. And this is all prophecy that this had to happen, all right? Because after they split the atom, all right, the Oppenheimers, to create the atomic bomb, of course it's in their heart they wanted to use it, man, because the Lord YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI put it in their spirit to use it, man, to fulfill prophecy, because all this had to happen. And what's interesting is these Edomites. You really think that Japan, which is the tribe of Ammon, you think they haven't forgotten about this? That's why these conversations are coming back up, because they remember what you did to them, all the nations. This is why it's prophecy. All the nations are going to come together to bomb Babylon the Great, which is America, back to the Stone Age. It's going to be completely taken out by thermonuclear destruction. And right now, the Lord is systematically breaking you by the voice of the prophets, man. But the main point being in this lesson is that why this man did this, because he's just the devil, man. And this is his blessing, his weaponry. So let's get a couple of scriptures. This is Revelation chapter 6 and verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red. That horse is symbolic for power. All right. Like today's day and age, we like the term horsepower. And that red is representation of Esau, man. All right. Which is the so-called white man. The biblical nationality is the Edomites. Edom being red all over. Esau means wasted away is he, because he has no melanin. He lacks melanin. He lacks pigment within his skin. And the red show because the blood shows through his skin. And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. That's this man's blessing. And with that sword, he's completely taken peace from the earth. Continuously. That's why he doesn't understand the way of peace. Now going back here, let's go to Genesis 27. This is when he received this blessing. Genesis 27 and verse 38. Beginning at verse 38, Salakia. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. So he has the best things. He has the best everything. The elites. The elite Edomites, the Dukes of Edom, they have it all. They have the whole planet has been given into their hand. All right? The rulerships, the resources, everything, man. Verse 40, but here's the point. Here's how what they're going to use, what they did use to receive all of this. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. All right? And so they did that up until this time now. But now that time is almost up. And they're about to come forth with force again with the sword to try to preserve their rulership. But YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI is going to intervene, and he's not going to allow it. All right? But that just proves through the spirit who is running the planet right now. Because they're experts at war, they're experts at creating weaponry. And the scriptures say that this man is as death. Now to show here, this is Proverbs 16 and verse 4. The Lord Yahawah, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, have made all things for himself. Yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. And so the purpose of Esau is to be the wicked, to do wicked things, like bombing Hiroshima and Nagasaki, like keeping the true Israelites in perpetual sin, keeping us lowly, keeping us down, destroying us, taking our heritage, stripping everything, rape, rob, and pillage, and stealing all the resources from the planet. Because he's the physical representation of the spiritual demon Satan. This is what this man does, man. And the Lord Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI created him for that, to enact that purpose on the planet Earth. All right? The man doesn't understand spam peace. And this is why he delights in war And this is why he, like all his enemies, he puffs at them and he just bombs them. This is Psalms chapter 10, beginning of, well, we're just going to read verse 5. His ways are always grievous. Always. Everything that this man does, he doesn't do anything. He doesn't bring any value to the earth. Or any value. He doesn't know how to properly, all right, negotiate with the other nations, man. He's like, you either do this, surrender, do this way, or we're going to bomb you. All right? And he subdued all the nations with that sword. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. And that's what this man is thinking to this day, man. He doesn't really believe that he has to pay for all the blood that he shed, like including what he did with to Hiroshima and Nagasaki, man. Because over there, he bombed women and children. Esau was the original murderer, man. Going back to because he's in the spirit Cain. He's Cain reincarnated. And like I said, all these prophecy, all this had to be done because it's biblical prophecy of him doing that. We'll show you right here. This is Revelation 13. And we're going to begin. We'll begin at verse 11. The point being in verse 13. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had two horns like a lamb. And he spake as a dragon. Those two horns are the two party systems. All right. That the Edomites, because it's the Greeks and the Romans all over again. All right. They instead of having a king, of course, they created, they have the Republicans and the Democrats in the ancient world. All right, during the Greeks and the Romans, it was the plebeians and the patricians. Okay, and they do a voting party system instead of voting in a king. This is how this man has always done his systems. All right, and done his governments. And you know what? To prove that, since I said it, let me just read it to you so you can see. It's the same. It's Rome all over again. This is the revised Roman Empire, the rebirth of the Roman Empire, and it began. I didn't want to make this long, but I might as well get this for more edification purpose, so you can understand through the spirit. Because the Romans and the Greeks did the exact same thing, in terms of leading with the sword, as well as killing, raping, and robbing with murder, as well as with war, to subdue everybody. 1 Maccabees 8 and 14. For yet all this, none of them wore a crown or was clothed in purple. Moreover, how they had made for themselves a senate house, wherein 320 men sat in council daily, consulting always for the people, to the end they might be well ordered, and that they committed their government to one man every year, who ruled over all their country, and that all were obedient to that one, and that there was neither envy nor emulation among them. America, all over again. All over again. And those two party systems had, like, were the plebeians and the patricians, is what they did. It's how they were able to, which is the modern day Republicans and the Democrats. All right, everything they do now, like it's what a Senate and democracy. It's how they establish their government. Just to prove that through the spirit of what Revelation 13 and 11 is talking about. That dragon is their draconian measures, their laws, their legislations, their decrees. Verse 12, and he exercised of all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, which the first beast is Rome, whose deadly wound was healed. And when it was healed during the Renaissance, which Renaissance goes back to rebirth, the rebirth of the so-called white man. Verse 13, here's the point. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the sight, Salakia, on the earth in the sight of men. That fire was when he bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That's how he was able to submit the planet and to submit his rule, America. That's how this devil was able to do that. After by the Lord putting it in his spirit to split the atom, to create the atom bomb in order for that to happen. And this is why, since he led with the sword and he brought the earth out with violence, his end is going to end with violence. This is Revelation 18 and 21. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city, Babylon, be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. And so, because this man got got everything that he has by violence, by destroying other nations, his end is going to be by violence. And right now, it's to be in the beginning stages of that through the spirit and power of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. And this is why eventually the nations are going to say this. And we'll end it off with this one here. This is Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made that world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? Who's his prisoners? Is the Israelites. We're still yet this day in our captivities under this man, and he's not going to let us go. But he made the earth a wilderness, destroying everything, rape, robbing, pillaging everything, bombing people, showing no mercy. And so he's going to have judgment without mercy. And all the nations are going to look at him like, are you like, so this the man, the hammer of the earth, the man that bombed us, that destroyed us, that raped everything? And so now you're going to be brought down to nothing. And it begins with this word. And so I'm going to end it off there, brothers and sisters. Lord willing, I pray you were edified. All praises, all honor, all infinite glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honor to the beloved apostles and the elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect.